Morning, Mickey.
What did you make of that game yesterday?
Oh, where do I start? Only for Ronan Flanagan. I can't believe Martin Riley missed that goal chance, you know. Him with a soccer background, I'd have expected him to keep it low on the carpet, but to blaze it over the bar. Very lucky to be able to bring on Michael Argue. Big man for the middle of the field, and him still under 21. You imagine, we got to an All-Ireland quarter-final last year, and that was without him, and without Grode McKiernan and these lads. Imagine what we can do this year with them all. The night that we got the first-round victory, it was absolutely amazing. When you think about it, we haven't won a first-round game in years. 6 points from play. You can't ask for much of a better return than that. But then the missed 6. Gilson in goals was playing brilliantly. Joshua Hayes, you couldn't replace him. Rory Dunn, outstanding. Killian the Gunner, absolutely brilliant. Fergus Flanagan was probably lucky to not get a black card. He got a yellow one instead. Jeez, I tell you what, Pete McGrath was raging after it, so he was. You know, after last year reaching the All-Ireland quarter-final, Sheridan's Samsung Galaxy tablet from 149. That's pretty damn good. But like, how's Terry Hyland going to be able to keep their heads on the ground and not let them get blown up?
Hayes Expert, Cavan and Quithill, proud sponsors of Gaelic Football Views.
Look, at the end of the day, we got the 2 points, and isn't that all that really matters?
Yeah, we should look. I'll see you at the match later on.
Yeah, I don't think I'll bother.
And welcome to Gaelic Football Views on CavanTV.com, Ireland's first web TV sports channel, which has been viewed in 220 countries worldwide and by almost 2 million people. This show is brought to you by Hayes Expert, Cavan and Quithill. I'm Mickey Brennan.
And I'm Damien Donahue. Remember, if you want to get in contact with the show, we'd be delighted to hear from you. You can email us at GaelicFootballViews@gmail.com. We're a wee bit behind. You can find us on Facebook by searching Gaelic Football Views, or you can follow us on Twitter at Gaelic FOV.
There we go.
There we're coming. We caught up.
Yes,
we caught up.
It eventually, so we were.
Damn it, I shouldn't have worn a white shirt.
Should have worn a dark shirt on tonight's show.
Definitely.
On tonight's show, as always, we're talking all about Cavan football. We have all the results from the Under-16 Championships right up to the Hotel Kilmore Championships games played in the last week, as well as the fixtures coming up over the next week.
Yeah, but first on the show tonight, we're going to bring you around the world, all the way around the globe, and find out what's been happening with Cavan footballers living abroad. And the first stop, of course, is over in the Big Apple. We're going to New York, where the Cavan junior team won the junior championship yesterday, the Junior A championship, by beating Longford. So firstly, I suppose it's best to say hello to all the lads over in New York. I think from Facebook we've been discussing with a few of them there. There's some in Beehans. I think I've seen pictures of some of them in the dugout out in I can't think of the name of the area, but it's Mike's or Mick's. No, not in Timmy's. not in Timmy's one, but hello to Owen McPhillips there,
of course,
Daniel King, Gavin Joyce, Liam Farrell. Who else is on there? There's a gang of them.
There's a huge gang of them. And they've all said that they're going to come on the show Thursday week when they stop drinking.
Exactly, Thursday week at the earliest point. So well done to them all. We were looking for as much information as we could get, but it was hard enough come by. Yeah. We found online the team that played in the semi-final against Westmeath.
That's right, yeah. And in goals for the Cavan team was Mark Galligan.
Yeah, cornerback was Dan Shanahy, who I believe is from the Lacken Club.
Number 3, Owen McPhillips, obviously an ex-Cavan footballer and a man from Den. And not only that, but he was man of the match in the semi-final.
He was indeed. Then the other cornerback was Dan King, another Lacken man.
Is Dan?
Or Lacken/Mullahorn, I'm not sure which. I think.
I'm sure he'll get in contact to let us know exactly.
He definitely will. We're on Facebook at the minute.
We're number 5 playing wing back is Brendan O'Reilly.
That's Brendan DeFinn from Mullahorn.
All right, very good.
And then the centre half back was Tommy Warburton.
Yeah, Tommy Warburton from Killashandra.
He scored 2 points.
And he scored 2 points from centre back. Number 7 on the other wing half was Rory Braden.
Don't know Rory.
No.
Middle of the field, Lorna Parker was James Galligan.
And wearing number 9, his midfield partner was Rory O'Connor.
Then at the wing half forward, Colin McGinn.
And he scored a point. And then centre half forward was Owen Ward, and he also got a point.
Top of the right then, well, not top of the right, halfway up the right was Liam Farrell.
Three quarters the way up the right was Liam Farrell. Wearing number 13 in the corner there was Ryan Hennessy, and Ryan Hennessy bagged himself a goal and 3 points in the semi-final.
And full forward, the big man on the square was a Mullahoran man, Barry Dalton there, son of John.
Yeah, great to see another Cavan native on that team. And finishing off in corner forward was Stevie O'Connor wearing number 15, and he got a goal and a point.
Yeah, and sub come on there, Seamus Kelly got a goal in the semi-final against Westmeath, so well done to all involved there. And Cavan then went on, as we said, to play Longford in the final. That was played out in Gaelic Park yesterday afternoon. Cavan came out with a victory here on a scoreline of 3 goals and 8 points to 12 points. So well done to all the Cavan lads involved in the winning team and all the club and everybody there. It's wonderful to see it.
Absolutely.
I think we have a picture. Maybe we don't have it.
We don't have it. We don't have a picture of the winning team.
It's too early in the night to be showing pictures like that.
To be showing pictures of the lads there. But obviously that game was only played yesterday, so we weren't able to get a full match report on that. But as soon as we do, we'll give you exactly how that game
and if everything works out, we'll have a bit of a Skype interview with some of the lads for next week's show. We
will indeed. And next up, we're going to take us all the way around the world again, back over to Australia, and where the Shamrocks GFC in Brisbane collected the Division 2 Queensland Australia Carpenter Cup and Championship for 2014 with 3 lads from Cavan on the team who we know personally very well. Gerard Riley from Drumalee, Kieran O'Neill from Kildallan, young duck, baby duck, duckling, and Trevor Malloy also from the Drumalee club, a great friend of ours, especially Damien. He'd known him all his life. Yeah. And Trevor also picked up the most consistent player award for 2014
for the tournament. So well done to Trevor, Gerard and Kieran. And the Shamrocks, they beat the Harps GFC from Brisbane in the championship final. The scoreline here was a whopping 7 goals and 13 points to the Shamrocks, 1 goal and 8 to the Harps. So well done. We've a few pictures here just on the screen. You can see that's Kieran O'Neill.
That's Little Duck.
And he's picking up his medal. The next one we have coming up is Gerard Riley, of course, son of Jerry and Rosaline, picking up his medal after the final. The last one is the second last one is the picture of the 3 boys, the 3 Cavan lads with the cup, and the player of the tournament award that Trevor picked up, and I think that's minerals they have in their hand.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If I know those 2 boys very well, I know that it could only be minerals. It's probably a protein shake that they have.
It actually is.
That's probably what it is.
Athletes is the only word that I could use to describe them lads.
And what a wonderful 2 pieces of silverware they are holding there, in fairness. And not only that, but you were saying that Trevor had some good news. You were talking to Trevor earlier on today. Yeah,
Trevor actually got picked to represent the Queensland state team. They're playing. They go down to Melbourne for a state competition. I think he said it's a 4-day competition that takes place in October. So excellent. Congratulations to Trevor. He said another lad from the team, from the Lions. He's some lad from Cork is on it as well. So well done to Trevor on making that. And we've one more picture, which was the entire team. Yeah. And as I was showing to Mickey the picture here, he recognised somebody else.
I did indeed, yeah. Mark Larkin of Navan, County Meath, a good friend of mine. I played soccer with him, and he was from my own GAA club in Navan, Simonstown Gales. He's the one who's punching the air in the middle of the photo, just behind the guy with the plaque. And Mark, a great lad, absolutely brilliant lad, and I'm sure there's probably more. Because I know that Mark has a lot of friends from Navan out there, and I'm sure there was a lot of people from Navan involved in that team over the years as well. So, look, it's absolutely brilliant, and I'm delighted for Trevor, for Kieran, for Gerard, and for Mark Larkin, of course. He's a great footballer, so he is.
And it's absolutely wonderful. That's the last picture there, which shows Trevor being just hugged by the manager of the team, and you can see the scoreboard in the background. But it's wonderful to see GAA so vibrant abroad, you know, that clubs are coming together from all over Queensland and different parts of Australia to go and compete in that tournament, and then they'll go out and they'll play against each other down in Melbourne, and it keeps Irish people in contact with Irish people over there. It's a wonderful...
It does, and just as you're saying, seeing it so vibrant abroad, you know, just in the weekend that was, Sky Sports won, having the hurling final on. You know, Sky Sports were going to hold all GAA matches on Sky Sports 3. They saw an opening. They saw that there was a love for hurling throughout Europe on Sky Sports. Yeah. They brought it to Sky Sports 1.
And it's phenomenal.
The response they're getting is absolutely phenomenal, because it was one of the greatest hurling games ever yesterday.
It was in fairness. And for it to be the third All-Ireland final in a row, to go to a replay, and Hawkeye coming in at the end and everything, it showed that people abroad probably never even heard of it, and then when they didn't hear of it, were probably going, well, geez, it's probably a backward bit of a sport, and they see Hawkeye coming in, the technology and everything there. I thought it was the best bit of advertising you could possibly ever get.
I saw a tweet that came into Sky Sports, and it was somebody tweeted and said, "I love this. It's like a cross between hockey, golf, and downright murder." I just thought it was brilliant.
That's as good a good a description as I've ever heard in hurling described. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So next up, we're heading to Sydney, Australia, not too far away from Brisbane, but just a wee bit further south, where a Cavan man, and more importantly a Ballina man.
Look at you with your geography knowledge of Australia.
That's it. I barely know where Cavan is, but show me Australia, have it all down. But as I say, a Cavan man, and more importantly, Ballina man, who was captain of the Cormac McAnallen GAC team, and who won their first ever senior men's New South Wales title, where they won by 1 point against Cusicks. That was in Ingleburn Park, or Ingleburn venue. And of course, the Cavan man is the one and only Jaffa.
Kieran Jaffa Brady. And I tell you, do you know what I was thinking when I saw him lifting the cup? Because I saw it on Facebook the other day, or maybe last night. I was thinking, you know, the poor lad would have loved to have been here last year with Ballina.
And probably would have been playing.
And would have been
surprised
playing.
if
Definitely would have been playing. And, you know, and I know how, like, we've all seen the video of him celebrating when they won.
Yeah.
He was videoing it or whatever. But, you know, it was kind of like a little consolation for him that they won the senior championship. You know, it was absolutely brilliant, you know. So, you can see, here's Kieran Jaffa Brady. We actually have a video of Kieran, but it's gonna come up in a few minutes' time. Unfortunately, we're just having a couple of technical difficulties in the background, but we will get you the video of Jaffa. But we have a picture of Jaffa, so we do, and this is Jaffa receiving his trophies after they won their first senior title. I think the lads will bring that up on screen. You can see him there now. Anybody from Ballina would know that smile a mile away. It's absolutely brilliant to see it, and I'm, as I said, delighted for him to see that he could win a year after Ballina won their first ever senior championship, and he was away. He's a Ballina man through and through, without a shadow of a doubt.
Of course, he is, and always will be. But you have to admire his ability to go out and captain a senior team in Australia and play obviously very well for him to get captain.
And not only that, but just after they won their first men's senior title, they won their first ladies senior title as well. It was the game was played straight away after, so it was a great day for the Cormac McAnallen GAC club.
Definitely was.
So we're now going to run through some underage results. We'll come back to the Kieran's video in a few minutes, but we're going to run through some underage results. We have, starting with the minors, and it's the Minor B Championship playoffs. And there was one between Baileyborough and Sheeling Gales, and Baileyborough won this in a scoreline of 2 goals and 8 points to Sheeling Gales 1 goal and 5. Great win for Baileyborough there. Yeah,
that's their second win after losing the first game out. They bet Cavan Gales last week, and now bet Sheeling Gales, so they progressed now to the quarter-finals, and they play our club's amalgamation, St Bridget's, so that's coming up in the next week or so. So well done to Baileyborough. The second game then in the Minor B Championship playoff saw O'Rahilly Gales taking on Templeport, and O'Rahilly Gales come out victorious here. Big score line, 6 goals and 17 points to 11 points to Templeport.
I was surprised at that one now, because Templeport have been doing so well over the last few years, and at minor level, I thought they would have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah, well, just for the simple fact that Templeport were Division 1 finalists last year in both league and championship, but they lost a lot of that team. Like, they still wouldn't be working off massive numbers, just massive quality.
Yeah, that's
and, you know, it's probably the fact that they lost maybe 6 of last year's team, or 7 maybe, and you know, to replace that quality again is very, very hard when you're working on low numbers. But to be competing even again on their own, like, they're the only team down in West Cavan that's out on their own at minor level. So it's a wonderful achievement for Templeport, and a credit to them with all the hard work they're doing.
Well, that was all the minor results we had from the last week. So we're going to move on now to the Under-16 Championship, and we're going back to last Thursday evening, the Division 1 final, and this was between Southern Gaels and Crusher. And Crusher won this on a scoreline of 4 goals and 4 points to Southern Gaels 1 goal and 8 points. So it was 9 scores to 8, but the old saying,
goals win games,
comes into play here. And we noticed 2 lads that are definitely from Shercock, who definitely would be watching and be delighted to hear that.
Kevin McGee and Philip Riley, who we've seen over the weekend in Breffni Park, and they're reminding us of the old saying that goals win games, but 2 stalwarts of Shercock and 2 good GAA supporters there.
Absolutely.
Always entertaining.
You know, they believe in the old saying as well. That's the best part.
They do. They love to see a goal.
So it was 16 points to 11 in favour of Crusher in that final. So well done to all involved in Crusher getting their Division 1 Under-16 Championship final. Indeed,
and picking up a win there after losing the league, which was a surprise. But the Under-16 Division 4 final was also played in Kingspan Breffni Park the week gone by, and it was Thursday evening as well, and that's how Killincare taking on Drumgoon. This is a repeat of a league semi-final between the 2 sides where Drumgoon came out victorious, but Killincare were making no mistake this time and came away with a comprehensive win. 9 goals and 12 points to Drumgoon's 2-9. Phenomenal scoring, but they had 6 goals by half time.
6 goals by half time.
You know, so it was absolutely phenomenal scoring, and well done Killincare.
I don't like to say it, but goals win games.
We're going to have to get that. You know, with the email, we're going to have to get the goals win games. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. But well done to Drumgoon. In fairness, they made 2 finals in that grade. I know it's disappointing to lose it, but it's great to make the finals, and it's good experience for them, working off low numbers as well. And a huge congratulations to Killincare, because they're doing a lot of hard work up in Killincare to keep the whole thing going, and it's going well. It's working.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
working.
So that's all the results we have from the Under-16 Championships as well. So now we're going to move on to fixtures that we got from the County Board. And Monday night, the 15th of September, which will be next Monday night, the Under-14 Championship Round 3. All games are being played at 6:30. So we're going to start off with Division 1. And in Division 1, Butler's Bridge will play Rammer, and that will be in Red Hills, because Butler's Bridge football pitch is being reconstructed at the moment. And also in Division 1, Crusher will be taking on Knockbride. In Division 2A, Templeport will play Kingscourt. Castlerahan will play St. Joseph's, and Cavan Gales will get a bye in that one. In Division 2B, Derrynacreve Gales will be playing Killigarry, and that's going to be in Curla. Mullahorn will be playing Lara United, and Annalee Gales will have a bye. So they're all now next Monday night, 6:30. Division 3A, again, next Monday night, 6:30. Lavey will be playing Drumlane. Belturbet will be playing Ballinya, and Mahara will be playing Cucullins. And in Division 3B, Drumgoon will be playing Den, Ballyborough will be playing Muncher Connacht, and Ballymacue will be playing Gowna. In Division 4A, Drumalee will be playing Coothill, and Shercock will have a bye. And in Division 4B, Shannon Gales will be playing Cornafane, Killincare will be playing Lacken, and St Finbarrs will have a bye.
Yeah, so that's all of the fixtures for you. We also have the replay from the Under-12 Summer League final. This will take place in Killigarry this coming Saturday, the 13th of September at 2:30, extra time if necessary. Ballymacue are taking on Gowna in a replay of what was described to me as one of the best games ever seen at Underage.
Absolutely brilliant.
6 goals and 11 points each.
Yes, it's
right.
Finished
6 goals and 11 points each. And the video man, Tommy Riley, was telling me that it's one of the best games he's ever recorded. He just said it was a joy to watch. Brilliant skill, heart, determination, speed, everything. It had everything. He just said it was phenomenal.
No blanket defence deployed in either of those
Not
teams.
not at all. Just out and play a ball, and great to see it. And it'll be one that if I get away, I will get in to watch that final if I get a chance on Saturday, because I know that the Lacken club or the Ballymacue club and the Gowna club are putting in huge work at underage, and they're getting their just rewards with quality footballers like that.
They are indeed. And the Under-16 Division 2 Championship final replay is on Saturday, the September the 13th as well, and that's at 3:30 in Killigarry. An extra time again if necessary in this one, and that will see Belturbet taking on Larry United. Yeah. So you'll know a bit more about that one than I will, Damien.
Yeah, well, it's just there's they drew obviously the last time out in Breffni Park. I know that a young Cooney lad, I think it's Owen Cooney, is a huge talent there for Lara, and is playing extremely well. So he's going to be one to watch for the future, but also one to watch in this game. So we wish both teams the very best of luck.
We do indeed. And look, we will have that video of Kieran Jaffa Brady, but we're going to have to go to a commercial break. So that brings us to the end of part 1. But join us in part 2 for all the results from the Hotel Kilmore Championships, the Breffni All-Stars from week 4, and the upcoming fixtures. So see you in part 2.
Morning, Mickey.
What did you make of that game yesterday?
Oh, where do I start? Only for Ronan Flanagan. I can't believe Martin Riley missed that goal chance, you know. Him with a soccer background, I'd have expected him to keep it low on the carpet, but they blazed it over the bar. Very lucky to be able to bring on Michael Argue. Big man for the middle of the field, and him still under 21. You imagine, we got to an All-Ireland quarter-final last year, and that was without him, and without Grode McKiernan and these lads. Imagine what we can do this year with them all. The night that we got the first-round victory, it was absolutely amazing. When you think about it, we haven't won a first-round game in years. 6 points from play. You can't ask for much of a better return than that. But then the missed 6. Gilson in goals was playing brilliantly. Joshua Hayes, you couldn't replace him. Rory Dunn, outstanding. Killian the Gunner, absolutely brilliant. Fergus Flanagan was probably lucky to not get a black card. He got a yellow one instead. Jeez, I tell you what, Pete McGrath was raging after it, so he was. You know, after last year reaching the All-Ireland quarter-final, sure, everyone's Samsung Galaxy tablet from 149. That's pretty damn good. But like, how's Terry Hyland going to be able to keep their heads on the ground and not let them get blown up?
Hayes Expert, Cavan and Quithill, proud sponsors of Gaelic Football Views.
Look, at the end of the day, we got the 2 points, and isn't that all that really matters?
Yeah, but sure, look, I'll see you at the match later on.
I don't think I'll bother.
So this is Terry Highland, and this is Highland Hardware. We're just outside Cavan in Ballyhaise. Open early till late, 6 days a week. And as you can guess from the name, we do lots and 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 lots of hardware. All at guaranteed low prices. So if you're looking for any type of hardware, 6 days a week, early or late, at guaranteed low prices, come to Highland Hardware in Ballyhaise. It's that simple. And remember, cones are for ice cream and Highland Hardware is for value.
And first up, we're just going to talk a bit about a great initiative that the County Board are embarking on. The Cavan PR, IT and Communications Committee have been working on a coffee table style book of photographs which will catalogue the year both on and off the field in Cavan. The book will encompass both club and county activities at both play and administrative level. A similar project to this exists at national level, but given the skill set of committee members, which includes a number of very talented amateur photographers...
No, that's debatable.
Well, that is debatable.
That's debatable.
I was just going to say that's a bit debatable.
I'd call them professional, they're that good.
Can you say that with a straight face?
No. I know, Barry, you're very good. You're very good, Barry. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even on about Barry.
For an amateur, like.
Oh, well, he is a bit of an amateur, but amateur photographers. It was felt that the time was right for Cavan to produce our very own book.
I think that's a good idea.
It is indeed.
Whilst the name hasn't been finalised, the very popular hashtag "The Future is Blue" is very much a possibility and will remain to the fore while the project is in a draft mode.
It will indeed. Yeah. And to date, all Cavan's league and championship games have been recorded, as has the election and subsequent homecoming of Uachtaráin Tuffa Aegon O'Farrell. Our underage and club championship games are being covered now.
They are indeed. So now the committee is turning to the supporters, that's you out there.
We need you.
We need you. And we have been and will continue to capture you and your cheer on your teams. You as you cheer on your teams.
Yes.
However, we also want pictures, selfies, etc. Please send the county board through any of your pictures from the year, whether it be you at Cavan games, you at club games, you at club trainings, anything at all. Anything GAA related in Cavan, in a Cavan jersey, in your club jersey, and from anywhere around the world doing any activity. We basically want photographs sent into the county board to populate the book.
Excellent, we do indeed. You know, because they want any manner of events, as long as it's GAA relevant and relevant to Cavan. They want us to get it through. So we want to see club games from supporters' perspective. Simply send us your pictures by email. This is all obviously in the words of the county board. Simply send us your pictures by email to the following address: CavanGAAphotos@gmail.com. Very simple, CavanGAAphotos@gmail.com.
Or you can tweet at Cavan Co-Board GAA. You all know the Cavan tag. Or you can send them on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Cavan GAA official.
Yeah. So we'll just give you the three of them again: CavanGAAphotos@gmail.com,
at Cavan Co-Board GAA on Twitter,
or www.facebook.com/Cavan GAA official. So, you know, it's a great idea.
I think it's
I've seen the national one, and it's absolutely brilliant. So
get it every year, and this is a great idea. And the most important thing is that the funds raised will be going to the county board to upkeep our underage teams, our development squads, our coaches, and our county teams as well. So absolutely great initiative, and well done to all involved. In fairness, it's another great idea from what's been a great committee over the last number of years.
That is for sure. And look, we've got some good news just getting through me ear here. That was why there was a little bit of to and fro there during the break. Damien was going
I wasn't actually on the toilet.
Damien was going to sort out the video. We now have the video of Kieran Jaffa Brady, the Ballinya man, receiving his New South Wales.
No, he's been interviewed after. He's been interviewed.
Oh yes,
after.
He's received his cup and he's been interviewed by one of the club members just after they won the New South Wales trophy. So well done to all involved.
So roll it.
Right, Kieran Brady, we're here with the men's senior football captain for Cormac McAnal's GACs just after lifting the men's senior title 2014. Kieran, how does that make you feel there?
Oh, unbelievable. Great to get your hands on it. Last year we were betting the final, so I know how it feels to be betting the final, so great to finally lift her.
How many years have you been involved with McAnal's now?
Here by 5 years, so it's my second championship. I know how hard they're won. It's a great feeling to win it now.
Very good. And what's say the celebrations will go on long tonight?
Celebrations go on a while, yeah. It's been a long year. During the league there, we trainings there, we had 11 or 12 players, but we picked it up for the championship and happy to have this now.
And I just want to show you in the background there, the ladies are after winning the ladies title for the second year in a row, so it's been a great year for the club. Thanks
First time ever, we'll have good celebrations later on.
Yeah.
Up the max.
Up the max!
So that was Kieran there straight away after the game, just doing an interview. Unfortunately, there seemed to be a little bit of a technical issue with that video, but you can get the gist of it. You can see he's a happy man.
He is indeed, and rightly so. And you can see there would have been, I'd say maybe a Lucasade or two drank after that because with the ladies winning the final.
I was just going to say that'd be an interesting night.
Yeah, they definitely would be. So next up we're going to go to the Sheridan's Insurance Breffni All-Stars Team of the Week, and this is for game week number 4, which was not the weekend gone by, the previous weekend.
So as you'll see there on your screen, the team of the week has been named, and the player of the week, the manager of the week, and the referee of the week. The lads are just going to put that up on the screen there for you now.
But we can start off by saying that the goalkeeper was Andrew Smith, again from Cornafane. I think that's the second time getting a nomination or a position on the team of the week. That was for his performance against Templeport.
Yeah, and wearing number 2 cornerback, Paul Smith of Castlerahan, from Castlerahan, from their Ramor United match, the first game that they played.
Yeah, just in relation to the goalkeeper, actually, a close second for goalkeeper was Colin Comerford from Lacken.
It was indeed, and just a close second there to Paul Smith for cornerback was Stephen Cooney of Castlerahan.
Yeah, at full back then you've Pádraig Faulkner from Kingscourt, and that was for his performance in Lavey against Crushala.
And he's a wonderful footballer.
Indeed, on the 21 again next year, I believe. And a close second there was Pádraig Cahill from Killigarry. That was his performance against ourselves.
It would have been. Then Shane Finnegan wears number 4 in the team from Lacken. That was for his game against Lavey. And in a close second place to him was Killian McBride of Ballinya, another wonderful footballer as well.
Yes, the first of the wing half backs is Levi Murphy from Cavan Gales, and that's for his performance up in Virginia against Cuhullins. And a close second there was Damien McIntyre from Shercock.
So our boys will be well happy to see a Shercock man being named on that.
Aye, is right, Kevin and Philip.
Yeah. Wearing number 6 is Martin Cahill from Den, and this is for his performance against Ballinya. And in a close second place was James McEnroe from Ramor.
Yeah, then the half-back line is completed by Simon Cadden from Ramor United. That was his performance against Castlerahan on the Sunday night, I presume. And close second there is Niall Murray from Cavan Gales.
It is indeed. Wearing number 8 in the middle of the park, undoubtedly this man deserved to be on the team of the week, and that is Mark McKeever from Gowna, and this is for his performance against Red Hills. That game played up in St. Phelan's Park in Drumalee. And in a close second place was Stephen Monaghan of Ramor United.
Stephen Monaghan, very unlucky to miss out. I thought he had a wonderful game against Castlerahan and another one against them on Wednesday night again. So the midfield partner there is Killian Brady from Mullahorn, Killian the Gunner, and that was for his performance against Drumgoon out in Ballyhaise. And a close second was Colm Smith from Kingscourt for his performance against Crushala.
And wearing number 10 is Paul Brady, the man with the hands from Mullahorn, and that was for his performance also against Drumgoon. And in a close tied second place for him was Christy McGowan of Kingscourt.
Yeah, then the centre half forward was taken up by the Lacken man Niall McKiernan. That was his performance against Lavey. And a close second was Barry Doyle from Cornafane.
Yeah, and then wearing number 12, completing the wing half forward positions was Barry Riley of Kingscourt, and that was for his game against Crushala. And again, in a close second place to him was Philip Brady of Mullahorn. Philip the Gunner Brady, who...
You wouldn't line out as wing half forward ordinarily now.
But
he deserves honourable mention now. A goal and 4 points.
A goal and 4 points, yeah. Although he was, I don't know if he'll be able to play in Mullahorn's next game. I think he was shot in Breffni.
Yeah, I heard rumours about that.
I think
we told him we'd be nice. We told him we'd be nice. In fairness, he's playing well though.
Yes,
he is playing well.
Jeez, I'd never take that away.
He's a handful. He's a handful there.
He was playing up as well. So he was.
The corner forward then, position that he wouldn't be used to, but he's playing well in there. He's in the full forward line for Shercock, is Killian Clark, and that was for his performance against Drung. He was only home from America, straight up to Kingscourt, and pulled out a performance that must have been absolutely brilliant to make the team of the week.
Absolutely.
But a close second there was Paul Queely from Ramor, and that was his performance against Castlerahan.
Wearing number 14 in at full forward is Niall McDermott from Ballinya, and that's for his performance against Den. And
deservedly so.
Second to him would have been Endo O'Reilly, again, a Mullahorn man. A lot of Mullahorn lads getting honourable mentions and getting on this team. They played very well against Drumgoon.
Yeah, did indeed. And then the corner forward, the last position on the field, goes to Declan Meehan from Cavan Gales, again for his performance against Cuhullins. We weren't up at it, but by all means we're told it was exceptional. Honourable mention then goes to Finbar O'Reilly from Lacken for his performance against Lavey, again well deserved.
Yeah, and it's great to see a couple of veterans being mentioned there. So there's Finbar O'Reilly, and I think he's going to be close to being at this stage. He's close to being ready for the Masters team. So he is.
Aye, him and Paul de Gunner.
Yeah, he is indeed. So the player of the week from August 29th until September the 3rd. So week 4 of the Sheridan's Insurance Breffni All Stars goes to Mark McKeever, and by all accounts, from what I heard, an absolute unbelievable game he played last week.
Yeah, like I said, I said he was worth the entrance fee alone. He was absolutely brilliant against Red Hills and just a class act. And in fairness,
how much was the entrance fee?
Well, I was actually umpire, so I don't know. I was working. I was on duty, but no, brilliant performance. And if I was to go with a close second, it would have been Paul de Gunner on that week. Right. Personally, I just thought the two of them were outstanding. But well done to Mark McKeever. Absolutely outstanding performance and deserves it. The manager of the week can only go to one man, in fairness, and it's to Peter Canavan from Cavan Gales, and that's for his leadership and example that he showed by not going down to Limerick to the All-Ireland semi-final and staying up with his club, with Cavan Gales.
Well, he didn't go to his job. He didn't go to Sky TV to do his punditry. And, you know, he came to a club senior championship match. It's not his club. He's not from Cavan Gales at all, you know, so, you know, as dead right, fair play to him.
Massive admiration for him, and you know, that, as I said it before, it's not just a game changer, that's a championship changer for me. That can be, leading by example goes a long way in management, and well done to Peter Canavan and all the Gales. And then referee of the week, delighted to say, is our own clubmate Micky Lee, and that was for his refereeing performance between Gowna and Red Hills. I do think he had a very good game that day.
That's great to see somebody from Drummalee making the
He's right. He's right.
The list, so it is.
Making even get an honourable mention would be great. We have to start winning games.
So now we're going to go and run through all the Hotel Kilmore Championship results from the last week. And first up was the replay of Ramor and Castlerahan, played last Wednesday night in Kingspan Breffni Park. Castlerahan 2 goals and 8 points. Ramor 1 goal and 12. A 1-point victory there for Ramor, which was quite an entertaining game.
Oh, absolutely brilliant game again. In fact, well, first half was absolutely brilliant. It was, you know, 1-6 apiece at half time, and, you know, a joy to watch. It looked like this Sunday night, like we were talking about last week, another brilliant game, 2 brilliant teams, and, you know, really wonderful to see. Second half kind of was a little bit more scrappy, and it didn't flow the same way at all, and it was probably a disappointing end to it with red cards and black cards, and it wasn't as free flowing as the other hour and a half football that we had seen. But Ramor came out victorious and probably deserved their victory on the night. You know, although it was harsh on Castlerahan not to get maybe a draw even. But having said that, that's the way championship goes, and sometimes you have to look.
With the way they're drawing games and everything at the minute, we wouldn't get the championship finished if they kept drawing.
That's exactly it. That's it. Then Saturday, round 3 of the senior championship, the Hotel Kilmore Senior Football Championship, saw Ballina, the current champions, taking on Lavi, and that was in Kingspan Breffni Park, and this finished up a draw after extra time. Didn't get in to see this one. It was later on the Saturday evening, but 15 points to Ballina and 1 goal and 12 to Lavi. From what I was told, could have gone either way.
Yeah.
2 good teams.
And went at it, I believe. Yeah. Both teams went at it, went to get scores, went to play football and whatever, and, you know, and by all accounts, even talking to the referee, he said it was one of the most enjoyable games that Noel Mooney, I have to say, that he's been involved in, and this is actually the first ever game that he was involved in that went to extra time.
No way.
Yeah,
that's a
credit.
credit.
It's the first ever game that went to extra time, and but I've heard from other people as well that he had a great game. He
indeed,
it brilliantly. So well done. It's great to see a good game of football and good referee.
And well refereed, indeed. Then Sunday morning, this was at 1 o'clock. That's afternoon. As you said before, that's my morning on a Sunday. But 1 o'clock, and it saw Gowna taking on Cuhullins. Cuhullins came away victorious here on a convincing scoreline, 6 points to Gowna and 12 points to Cuhullins. So that was, Cuhullins' defence must have been mean.
Yeah, it was 7 points to 5 at half time in favour of Cuhullins. But Gowna only scored 1 point in the second half. And apparently Cuhullins were absolutely brilliant. So we just missed another result there from Saturday. Killygarry were taking on Crushlaw, And Killygarry,
We did, yeah.
we don't want to miss that one. Killygarry came away with a victory here, 2 goals and 9 points. That's 15 points to Crushalaw's 1 goal and 11, 14 points. A 1 point victory for Killygarry.
Yeah, Martin Riley returned. I was out at this game. Well, I was out at the second half of this game. Martin Riley returned, played the whole game. Played quite well. Usual sort of game, coming very deep, but turned supplier. Crushalaw will be disappointed, very disappointed. I'd say they had 5 wides in the last 10 minutes, chances to go ahead, chances to draw level, chances to go ahead. Killygarry were just more composed in front of goal and were full value for the victory. In fairness, they took more chances that when they were created. They probably had less chances, but they took them. More clinical in front of goal, and they have a strong bench, Killygarry, and them against Cuchulains in the next game will be a lovely game of football to watch, because they do both have quality. They definitely both have. But Crushala will definitely be disappointed with the performance. That was there to be won for them, but that's the way it goes, and that's championship for you. Killygarry march on now to the quarter-final after a rocky start. They've steadied the ship and they're on track.
Yeah, they are indeed, and well done to all involved in Killygarry.
Then on Sunday evening in Kingspan Breffni Park, Castlerahan were out for the 3rd time in 7 days. This was unbelievable entertainment.
Yeah.
It was serious football. It had everything. The night had absolute drama. It had
Hello.
Hello.
Hang
Jesus,
on.
a lot. Something happened with the meter.
Brian, did somebody turn off the generator?
Is the generator gone? Jesus, there's
hang on, I'm getting word through here from Brian. A vandal is after climbing the fence.
And turn off the generator.
The generator.
He's after plugging out the generator. Mother of
Looks
God.
like I'm going to have to do the rest of this in dark, Damien. Is it going?
It's actually all right. I think we have it coming back now. The lights are going to...
Put some money in the meter, will yous?
There we go. Jeez, we're back.
So anyway, what happened in Breffni Park?
Well, just it's a coincidence, an absolute coincidence. But the lights went out in extra time. I'm telling you, it's such a coincidence. You'd never ever have guessed it could happen. It was absolute value for money.
No, it was it wasn't the best game of football, but it was an exciting game of football.
It was full of incidents.
So it was full of incidents. And then we go and just after the full-time whistle goes and it's a draw match, they announce over the tannoy that it's going to be in extra time. Both of the teams leave
the
go
field.
Off the pitch. I don't think you're supposed to leave the field between.
It wouldn't be normal practice anyway.
So the 2 teams go in. Everybody's standing in the stand going like, what's going to happen?
Are they going to come back out?
They're going to come back out. They do come back out. The game gets started, the first half of extra time, and then the next thing is Castlerahan were on the attack.
Castlerahan were a point up.
Yeah.
And
they were on the attack with the ball.
Yeah.
And the floodlights in Kingspan Breffni Park just went kaput.
And a huge roar from the crowd. and for all anybody knew, Castlerahan could have gone 2 points up because it was pitch black. It was absolute pitch black, and nobody knew a damn thing. But it was hilarious. It was so funny. But
just on that, Castlerahan were about to go 2 points up, and if I remember counting the players on the pitch, I could only see 14. Where was Philip the gunner when the lights were turned off? Where was he?
Yes, I don't know. We're not accusing anybody of anything, but where were you, Philip?
Yeah, where were you, Philip? Yeah, you weren't out doing your duties to your constituents anyway.
No, that's it. But we'll talk about the game, I suppose. We'll talk about the game for a brief minute anyway. But interesting enough, I suppose, starting for the Castlerahan team, Cian Mackey started in at full forward, Ronan Flanagan started, David Wright started in the middle of the field. Castlerahan were back up to pretty much full strength. Sean Brady
will be kicking themselves.
They will. Opportunities.
They missed a penalty and they missed 3 frees. Now, granted, the frees weren't exactly simple frees, but they're scoreable frees for the quality of players that they have.
Yeah, well, they missed 145, 3 frees, and they dropped 1 free short as well.
Yeah,
that's
they had a lot of wides.
A lot of wides, yeah. Like, what have we got? We have 5 and 4s, 9, 10, 11 wides over including injury time or extra time. They had 3 drops short. They had a missed penalty, and then they hit the post as well. So
3 times, I think. Twice, anyway. Twice. I remember definitely. It could have been a 3rd time.
They definitely had the chances to win it. The crossbar,
were
right.
like in the dying moments.
Yeah.
And Keane ran through, slipped the ball across, and your man tried to palm it into the net and palm it against the crossbar. Like, they had so many chances to win that game.
Scrambled.
Mullahoran just dug out a result.
They just don't give up.
Yeah.
There's no quitting in Mullahoran, and that's the difference in them and probably a lot of teams, because, like, you look at their scoring. I think Enda Riley got 8 points. You know, he scored 6 from play and 6 from frees and 2 from play. But then they had a lot of other people pitch in for scores. Philip the Gunner 1-4 at full forward. Yeah. Ray Lynch got a point. Sean McGeough, a minor, got a point.
A wonderful score it was as well.
Is right.
Yeah.
You had Killian Brady got his black card as well.
He did. He got his black card.
He got his black card. He wouldn't like to go without his black card. I know Killian is.
He was having a wonderful game.
He was.
There was nothing. It was a black card.
It was a definite black card.
But he was having a wonderful game, and he was so strong in the tackle. He was so, and he was running with ball and whatever, and he was so athletic. Yeah. You know, it was a shame to see him getting a black card, but you couldn't say it wasn't.
You couldn't argue with it. Dermot Sheridan got up for a point, and substitute Damien O'Reilly's son, Fionn Riley, he got a point as well when he came on. In fact, I think it was the point to put Mullahoran in front.
That's right.
In extra time. So it was, to me, and again, maybe I just love me football too much, but it was a wonderful weekend of Gaelic football in Cavan across the board. I thought it was entertainment throughout. In all games that I was at, there was no landslides, there was no absolute whippings. You know, it was a great game, a great weekend for Gaelic football in Cavan. And you know, Mullahoran now marching on, they'll be hard bet.
They will, like, and that game in particular, like I'd say the Castlerahan lads come off that pitch very sore. Yeah. In more ways than one, because number one, they really did throw it away. When you consider all the chances they had, they were hit hard. They were hit very hard, and you know. And
they were hit hard with sore bodies from playing 3 games in 7 days. And they weren't, and I mean no disrespect to other teams, but they weren't 3 games. They weren't 2 games against weak opposition. Probably 3 of the top 4 were in those clashes. Ramor, Castlerahan, Mullahoran, Kings Court, Cavan Gales, you'd say are top 5 teams in the county, and they were, you know, they had Castlerahan had to play 2 games against Ramor and then a game against Mullahoran that went extra time. I don't know how they were fit to continue.
And interestingly enough, Paul Brady of Castlerahan, Castlerahan were 3 points up with maybe 4 or 5 minutes to go, and he suffered an injury, and we hope all is well there, Paul. We don't know if it was a serious injury or not, but you did have to come off, and that signalled a change, and it was around the same time that Mullahoran brought on Christy Shields. Yeah. And up to that point, I personally thought that Castlerahan had the control of the middle field, Paul Brady and David Wright, and then when Paul went off and Christy Shields came on then from Mullahoran, I thought Mullahoran just started to take a wee bit more control in that middle third, and I think that was the turning point in the game. And then
personally,
and then Castlerahan, after, what was it, I think it was 2 minutes into injury time, they won a free 40 yards from goal, maybe 20 yards to the right of the goal, and with the last kick of the game, and Ronan Flanagan stepped up, and Ronan stole the yard here and stole the yard there, and he did get it in, but it just tailed off to the left. Unfortunately for him, but it was wonderfully entertaining. Maybe not the best game of football in the world, but it was wonderfully entertaining, and well done to all involved, and hard luck to Castlerahan. That does see them their championship finish for 2014.
Yeah, it does indeed. It does indeed. So that brings us on now to the Intermediate Championship, and the first game in this championship was on Friday night, the Hotel Kilmore Intermediate Football Championship, to give it its full title.
Correct and right.
Shercock were taking on Belturbet, who hadn't been out in a number of weeks. I think it's probably 5 weeks from when they played, coming up against Shercock, who were coming through the back door. And this must have been a cracker. We didn't get in to see it. We were training ourselves, but finished up 1 goal and 11 points to 1 goal and 11 points.
It did indeed. And that's another draw for over the weekend. On Saturday night, Drumlane were taking on Ballyhaise, and Ballyhaise came out victorious in this one by the smallest of margins, a 1 point win, 2 goals and 9 points to Drumlane's 1 goal and 11. So Ballyhaise scraping through that game to make it through to a semi-final, beating Drumlane by 1 point.
Yeah, and fair play to Drumlane. People were wondering there when they had a number of lads retire, were they going to be able to stay up in intermediate, were they going to be able to compete. They're showing now this year that not only are they going to be able to stay up, but they're going to be pushing on for an intermediate title in the next few years, because they have a lot of young talent coming on. They don't have a lot of very old boys. Like, I think the oldest in the team would be probably John O'Dowd, and he's only 30.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still very
John
young.
older than Dane?
Yeah.
He is.
3 years or 2 or 3 years older than
that.
Dane. So he's and he now maybe I'm doing him injustice. Maybe he's not 30 yet, but I think he's in around that age. But like they're a young team, Drumlane. They've turned into a young team now, and they're after putting up a competitive battle against a team that's been hockeying teams out. Like, not just intermediate teams, hockeying senior teams, as we know, as Killigarry knows. So Drumlane are making strides, and that's not a bad season for them.
It's not. And the next game saw another draw. It was Lara taking on Killincare, near neighbours. And this one ended up Lara 115, Killincare 115. So again, another wonderful draw. And apparently this was a wonderful game as well.
Well, it was described to myself and yourself last night. We didn't get in to see it, obviously, either. But Terry Hyland said it was brilliant entertainment, absolutely brilliant entertainment, had everything, full of scores. There's 32 scores in a game, score every 2 minutes or a little bit over. And, you know, he just said it was full of quality. It was a joy to watch it. Yeah. So well done to all involved. That was always going to be a close one. I think I can't find where I put the predictions.
No,
I had them in my bag. And all. But I think we did predict the draw on this one. Or
no, I think we actually talked about it and said that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised about a draw here. Yeah. But I think we both went for Lara.
I thought you went for Killincare.
No, I think
maybe
we both
not.
went for Lara.
Anyway, we don't have them, so we can't. We're splitting hairs. So the last game then was on Sunday, and we did get in to see this one. Yes. Coothill were taking on Balliaborough. Coothill came out victorious here, 4-point victory, 13 points to 1 goal and 6.
Yeah, they stuttered across the line in this one. I think myself, like, they've much more quality than Balliaborough. Balliaborough put it up to them in the second half, and maybe just weren't able to get the scores on the board. But you know, Coothill have Enda Hessen, and you know,
I thought John McCutcheon had a great game. I thought Enda Hessen was just class, absolute class. I thought he just looks brilliant there. You know, they had a lot of boys that probably Coothill looked like, in my opinion, looked like they were at 50 or 60% of capability. Yeah. I thought that they were just doing enough to stay in front all the time, but they won't want to repeat that performance going into a semi-final.
No,
they'll have to up that performance if they're going to get into a final, which most people would expect that they should do, but that's always the day when you can slip up. So, you know, we'd like to see Coothill playing well, because there's some very, very good footballers, and they're a joy to watch going forward when they're on form.
You've got Josh and Tom Hayes, both county footballers. You have Enda Hessen, you have John McCutcheon. Yeah. You know, you've Sherlock in the middle of the field, a big strong man as well.
And you have the other brother, Damien, who scored an absolute phenomenal point at the start of the game with the outside of his right boot, I think, from under the stand.
That's right.
You have Stevie O'Connor, to me, who's a lovely, lovely footballer. Then you have the Carneys, you have Dean Carney in the wing half back, and Queevy and Carney come on, who again, like, they're full of talent. The whole team has talent oozing throughout it. You know, talent will get you so far. You have to work. You have to work and work and work.
They might have taken Balliaborough a little bit for granted, and you know, they'll have to get that.
It was probably notable that Michael Argue wasn't
fully fit.
Like, he seemed to have a problem with his knee or with something anyway, that he wasn't mobile, he wasn't running, he wasn't athletic the way we'd usually expect to see Michael Argue, and that's a huge, huge blow to Balliaborough.
I said it to you at the time, and then I was talking to a man from Balliaborough today, that with him not being as fit as he was, they should have maybe thrown him in around the square earlier, you know, and maybe tried to get something off him that way, you know. But, you know, look, ifs and buts. It's
ifs and buts, exactly. But well done to Coothill, marching on into the semi-finals.
Yeah, and in the junior championship, there was only one game in the junior championship the weekend gone by, and that was the playoff to get the right to play Templeport, to get the right to play in the semi-final. And this was Arva taking on Kildallan, and this was 2 goals and 16 points to Arva, 1 goal and 6 to Kildallan. It was 3 points apiece, I believe, as the game was progressing. And Kildallan tried to take a quick kick out, and it was intercepted, and it was buried in the back of the net. And that just seemed to knock the whole stuffing out of Kildallan, and Arva went on to comprehensively win this game. So well done to all the lads from Arva. Obviously, I have to say, you know, to the two buggers from up in Kingspan Breffni Park, Elaine and Barry. If you look at last week's show, I did actually say I do like the people from Arva, and I do like the Arva football team. I do like the Kildallan team, and I feel sorry for them, but I am happy that Arva are gone through to play Templeport. But it would have been brilliant if Kildallan were playing Templeport.
You're digging a hole again.
It would have been. Can you imagine Fergal Maguire being back to play against his brother? It would have been deadly.
Priceless. But nonetheless, it's not going to happen now at all. So it's over and done with. But well done to Arva. They're marching on now in to play Templeport for the right to play in the semi-final. Arva building up a bit of momentum. They've got Kevin Boucher back. They've got Brian Ellis back. They've kind of got more of a settled team, and they seem to be fit to drive forward.
I know we always mention Shane Boucher and young Ellis, Bino.
Kevin.
Kevin Boucher. I know we always mention the two boys, but from what I heard about the match as well, it was the Johnny McCabe
Jonathan
show.
McCabe,
so
yeah.
It was, at times.
County under 21 panellists last year.
Absolutely. The two boys were quiet by all accounts, I believe, but the rest of the team shone through.
Yeah.
There was some great performances on the Arva team.
Well done to Johnny McCabe there. Yeah. It's a good performance there. So that brings us on to the fixtures for the coming week. The first of them is the Hotel Kilmore Senior Championship replay between Ballinya and Lavi. That's on in Kingspan Breffni Park, Wednesday the 10th of September, so that's not tomorrow night, the night after.
Yep.
And extra time if necessary. It's at 8:15, and it's going to be a tight
sorry,
again.
Sorry, I have to get the predictions, sorry. Okay then. Ballinya or Lavi?
I'm going to...
Where was the Ballinya-Lavi game?
It was in Breffni Park.
Oh, was it?
And I'm going to stick with Ballinya on this one.
I'm going to stick with Ballinya as well.
Right. Good stuff.
But I'm going to have to start going against you, because I think you're about 3 or 4 ahead.
I think I'm about at least 3 or 4 ahead.
I think you're about 3 or 4 ahead at the minute. So
right.
Ballinya.
Ballinya.
Okay.
We'll move on. So on Friday night then, in the quarter-final of the Hotel Kilmore Senior Football Championship, Cavan Gaels take on Lacken at 8:15 in Kingspan Breffni Park. Tough one to call this.
Go on.
I'm going to, again, I've said it, that Peter Canavan's move is not just a game changer, it's a championship changer. And I think Cavan Gaels will win it. But I would not be surprised if Lacken won it. And I don't think it's going to be easy. Lacken have, for me, the best forward line probably in the county. I think they've with Niall McKiernan, Fimber Riley, Raymond Galligan, that if they hit form, I don't think there's a defence that'll hold them. So it'll be a close game.
Yeah,
but I think the Gaels will come through.
I have to claw back a few results against you, so I'm going to go with a draw in this one.
Why not? Why not?
All right.
Well, it's the season of draws.
It is.
In the club championship, it's the season of draws.
It's the season to be dry.
It is indeed.
La 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 la. Draw.
And on Saturday we have the quarter-final again of the senior championship, the Hotel Kilmore, and it's between Cuhullins and Killigarry at 8 o'clock, I think, in Kingspan Breffni Park.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. You look at it on form and you say to yourself, Cuhullins, after getting over Gowna by 6 points, Gowna beat Red Hills convincingly. Red Hills beat Killigarry in the league. You'd expect Cuhullins to go through, but then you just don't know. Killigarry beating Crushallow was probably a little bit of an upset. I feel bad for going against Killigarry 2 weeks in a row, but I'm going to have to. I think Cuhullins will come through this one.
Yeah, I went with Cuhullins as well. So Cuhullins by how much?
Oh, very, very little, because Killigarry crowd out the defence. You won't score a lot against that Killigarry defence. I will go with Cuhullins by 2.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to go +4 for Cuhullins. And actually, we both picked Ballinya, so who you go, what scoreline are you going to go? Well, what?
Ballinya by 1.
+1. I'm going to go Ballinya +2.
I like the strategy. I like the strategy. Anything above.
I didn't do that with Cuhullins, you noticed. If I get the Cuhullins right, I get an extra point, actually, by the way.
No.
Yeah. So the quarter-final on Sunday in Kingspan Breffni Park, again in the Senior Championship, we'll see Kingscourt taking on Rammer at 2:30 p.m. in Kingspan Breffni Park. Damien.
I'll let you go first.
Kings Court or Rammer? I'm going to go with Kings Court.
This is two heavyweights. It's top of the table stuff. It's going to be very, very well organised defence of Kings Court against probably a more free-flowing football team in Rammer. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a draw. I can't separate them. I think it's too close to call.
It is. It's a toughie. So I'm going with Kings Court.
That's all right. Lovely. That gives us so regardless of who wins between Balagna and Lavi, we'll call a winner for next Sunday night in Kingspan Breffni Park, the last of the quarterfinals. Mullahoran takes on the winners of Balagna and Lavi, and that's at 7:30 in headquarters.
It is indeed.
What do you reckon?
I'm going to go with the winner of Balagna or Lavi to win that one.
Right, well, because it's 3 games in 7 days, I'm going to go with Mullahoran. Just to make sure that we're different.
So I'm either picking Balagna or Lavi.
Yeah, so you've 2 chances.
I have 2 chances of winning this. Slim and none.
That brings us on to the Hotel Kilmore Senior Championship relegation preliminary round, and that's in Ballyhaise at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. That sees Red Hills taking on Drumgoon, extra time if necessary. I'm going to go with Drumgoon on this one.
Yeah, I was picking Drumgoon already as you were saying that. I was writing it down for myself.
Yeah, okay. I think.
So how many points are you going to say they're going to win by?
I think Drumgoon will win by 4.
Drumgoon plus 4. I'm going to go Drumgoon plus 3.
Lovely. I like it. So then on the intermediate quarter final is on the 13th of September. The first one, the replay
Yeah.
between Shercock and Belturbet. So that's this Saturday night in Kingspan Breffni Park at 6:30. Shercock and Belturbet, extra time if necessary. Who do you reckon?
This is a hard one to call now. Shercock, by all means, should have beaten Belturbet. Belturbet hadn't played a game in a while. They were probably a bit rusty. That game is going to bring them on a bit. I'm going to go with Belturbet. I'm going to stick with my initial. I'm going to go with Belturbet. I'll
go with Shercock just to make it different.
Well, actually, you said
I don't think that there's much in between these times.
You said I'll go with Shercock, and then you went no. I'll go with Belturbet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go against my gut feeling.
There's very little between these sides, and it's a toss of a coin, really. So I'll go with Shercock just to make it interesting between us. Okay. The relegation playoff, the intermediate relegation playoff, is on at 1 o'clock, and that is in Ballyconnell, and it's between Swanland Bar and Butler's Bridge, meeting for the 3rd time in this year's championship, but this time it's relegation. I think Butler's Bridge will come through this one.
Right. I am going to say Swanland Bar.
Very good.
I am indeed. So Swad.
Extra time if necessary in that game again.
Yep.
Then we're back to the Hotel Kilmore Intermediate Championship quarter final, Kingspan Breffni Park, and that is on Sunday, is it?
I think that's Saturday, is it? Was the other game Saturday?
Saturday, so it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Sunday at 6 o'clock, and that sees Lara taking on Killincare. That's again a replay. Extra time if necessary. Toss of a coin between these two sides. Like, there's nothing to try and say that you're predicting something, and this is just, it's like a lot of games. There's nothing between these sides. I'm calling a draw.
Oh, you're calling a draw. I'm going to call either Lara or Killincare then. I'm going to stick with my initial Lara. Yeah.
That's all right. I draw at the end of ordinary time, so if it goes to extra time, I get the win.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But if Lara win it at the end of extra time, then I get the win. So I get a point. I reckon Lara will come through it.
Right, well, at the end of ordinary time, what's your prediction?
Lara.
Right, okay, so then you don't get the point. Hotel Kilmore Cavan Junior Football Championship 2014, the playoff between Templeport and Arva takes place in Ballyconnell at 2:30 on Sunday. So this is after the Swanland bar Butler's Bridge game.
Yeah.
Extra time if necessary here again. And I'll take the lead on this one, Arva.
Oh, you'll take the lead after you look down and see what I've written down for myself. Arva, what are you going to go with Arva to win by?
I think Arva by 4.
Arva plus 4. I'm going Arva plus 5.
Oh, you think it's going to be a big one? Lovely, lovely. That brings us rightly on.
It does indeed. It does indeed. Well, look, we've got the predictions done. We've got the results out. We've got the fixtures out. We've got the results from around the globe. We've got the county board done. We've got
Check.
the underage done.
Check.
And I suppose all that's left now is to say that brings us to the end of this week's show. Our thanks to the backroom team tonight, and that was Brian Daly, Paul Cox, and Mr. Seamus Quinn.
Of course. I thought you were joking there.
Was it? I forgot.
Mr. Seamus Quinn. All of the talented men from Cavan TV. Remember though, folks, if you want to get in contact with the show, we'd be delighted to hear from you.
You can email us at
Gaelic Football Views at gmail.com.
You can follow us on Twitter
at Gaelic FV.
It'll come up now.
It'll be there now. Well, it's wrong order. There we go. We're gone there.
You can follow us on
And
Twitter.
then you can find us on Facebook by searching Gaelic Football Views. There we go again. Okay. All right. Get your head off. So, folks, until next week, it's good night from me.
And it's God bless from him. Maybe.
Maybe not. Morning, Mickey.
What did you make of that game yesterday?
Oh, where do I start?
Only for Ronan Flanagan. I can't believe Martin Riley missed that goal chance, you know. Him with a soccer background, I'd have expected him to keep it low on the carpet, but they blazed it over the bar.
Very lucky to be able to bring on Michael Argue.
Big man for the middle of the field, and him still under 21. You imagine, we got to an All-Ireland quarter-final last year, and that was without him, and without Grode McCarron and these lads. Imagine what we can do this year with them all. The night that we got the first-round victory, it was absolutely amazing. When you think about it, we haven't won a first-round game in years. 6 points from play. You can't ask for much of a better return than that. But then the missed 6. Gilson in goals was playing brilliantly. Joshua Hayes, you couldn't replace him. Rory Dunn, outstanding. Killian the Gunner, absolutely brilliant. Fergus Flanagan was probably lucky to not get a black card. He got a yellow one instead. Jeez, I tell you what, Pete McGrath was raging after it, so he was. You know, after last year reaching the All-Ireland quarter-final, sure, everyone's Samsung Galaxy tablet from 149. That's pretty damn good. But, like, how's Terry Highland going to be able to keep their heads on the ground and not let them get blown up?
Hayes Expert, Cavan and Quithill, proud sponsors of Gaelic Football Views.
Look, at the end of the day, we got the 2 points, and isn't that all that really matters?
Yeah, but sure, look, I'll see you at the match later on.
I don't think I'll bother.